I say, here at Kajun Special, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
I say, this is Johnny's place, where you can have it for no problem. I got the dollars.
Fixed income, no credit, bad credit. Here at Cajun Roots Reseller, that's no problem.
Let them have it.
I've got my dollars and I sit in my best offer.
We say yes. See the special man. The easiest man on YouTube.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let them have it with no problem.
Hello, everyone, and welcome on this TGIF. How's everybody doing this morning? First in the chat to get that pie point today is Papa Smurf. Hello. James, all the way from Mexico. Hello, good morning, and welcome. We also have, let me get back up here. It done scrolled down all fast for me here. All right, here we go. Crystal, the Moon Goddess Treasures. By the way, she is now on the featured channel of the week starting today. If you haven't checked out the channel, make sure you do so. The links are all in the community page of the channel. They are the featured channel because she's trying to get to 1K. And so definitely check out the community page because that's where all that information is. And, of course, y'all can drop the links in the chat as we go along in the show this morning. Let's see here. Mara, how you doing, Mara? Good morning. Hello, and welcome. Everybody else. Mike, hello, good morning, and welcome. Yenzer Picker. Dave's Diggs, hello, good morning, and welcome as well. Dayton Valley Deals. Hello, good morning, and welcome. I remembered this time. You corrected me, and I remembered. Thank you. Stephen, hello, good morning, and welcome to you as well. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Good to see y'all. Robert in the house today. Yes, he is off today. Good to see him in the chat in the morning. Let's see here. Tom Cruise. Who's Tom Cruise? What's up? Good morning, hello, and welcome. Good to see you as well. James is already telling everybody good morning and hellos. Let's see, everybody. Make sure you put your links in the chat for your channel and promote anything you may have coming up. That's what this channel is all about for you, to come in, collaborate, network with others, and check and see if you're subscribed. If you go to the channel link of when they put the links in the chat, make sure that the word subscribe is not red, because if it's red, it means you're not subscribed. Good morning, hello, and welcome, Flipping Goodies. How are you doing? Good morning. How are you doing, Miss Irene and Leo? Good morning, hello, and welcome. Nakoma Fines, how are you doing? Good to see you this morning. You're welcome. We also have Jesse Clearthrift. Hello, good morning, and welcome to you as well. Hello, everyone. Good morning on this TGIF. We also have Paul, the Flipping Accounting. Hello, and welcome. Good to see you. All right, everyone, go ahead and start putting your links in the chat and give a very big, warm, and welcome to someone you may not know in this community, but as she's here today, let's give her a warm welcome to Resell Chick Ada. Andy, how are you doing? Good morning and welcome.
Hi.
So yes, I have her information. I'm going to pin it I'm going to go to my private chat and I'll copy and paste it. And we'll put this up here for her as we go through and ask her some questions. If you have any questions about asking for her, just put in the word chat question in caps, or you can just ask it by putting @CajunRoots. So I will see it because it will pin it up for me to see. So before we get started in any other, let's see, where did it go? Right here. Okay, and we'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself. Keep it kind of short, but give them something more to ask for during the show. So give them a little bit of what you do, how you do your YouTube channel, and/or what platforms you sell on.
Okay, my name is Andy. I am the Resell Chick. We have been reselling for about 7 years. We started with furniture, then we moved to eBay. We sold mostly men's clothing. And and we were on eBay first. And then a few years ago, we added Poshmark. I recently added Mercari, and we've done Facebook Marketplace from the very beginning. So 7 years on Facebook Marketplace. It's become a lot more user-friendly in the last couple of years, I think. But yeah, that's what I do. I'm full-time.
Okay. All right, so if you have any questions, make sure you put it in the chat, and let me get also someone else that just came in, Miss Annie. Hello, and welcome, and good morning to you as well. So I'm just going to start with some basic questions, and of course, if anybody has any questions in the chat, more than welcome to ask them as well. What got you into reselling?
Well, Anthony is my significant other. We've been together for 13 years, and I was working asset protection, loss prevention. I was the loss prevention manager, asset protection manager for Sears, close to us. And he works for JP Morgan Chase. And he started doing retail arbitrage. He read something about it. He was like, I'm going to try doing this. I'm like, all right. So he was doing that. Well, then when working at Sears, they came in and laid 800 people off in one day. And so while I was looking for a job, it's like, well, I'll just help him do this and see what that's all about. So started watching videos, started reading as many articles as I could. We joined a resale community on Reddit. We just did everything that we could do to learn about it. And then I decided I didn't want to go back to work. I didn't want to go back to that work. It was getting very dangerous. I was in my early 40s at the time, and I was like, I'm too old to be chasing people down. And so, yeah, I just decided to do it full time. I've had some part-time jobs here and there just for extra money. But yeah, I'm full time. That's what got us into it. He still works for JP Morgan Chase. He works a lot of hours. So it's kind of my deal. I have his support, and yeah, it's just great. I just absolutely love it.
So other than eBay, is there any other platforms you do sell on?
Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
We started on Amazon, but we were dated a lot. But so we kind of stay away from Amazon now. If I found something that I could put on Amazon, if I found something in bulk, then I would totally put it on Amazon if I wasn't gated. But for the most part, it's just eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Marketplace.
So have you ever sold a lot yet to where how long, if you have tried to, or are you on Amazon?
When we were on Amazon, it wasn't really, we had, I think 5 or 6 of one item. It was these wine flasks that we got at Target for $13, and then we put them on Amazon and they sold for like $70. So that was our first thing. Those were the first things we ever sold. And we're like, hey, we could do this. So then we found some Star Wars Legos and on retail arbitrage, and sold those on eBay because we were gated on Amazon. So we sold them on eBay for like $65. So we just decided to just do it. And for some reason, I knew men's clothing more than anything else. So that's what we started with, because, you start with what you know.
Right.
And then you learn.
So when you started, was it hard for you to get gated back then, or is it just something new they started?
Well, it was just toys at that time. A lot of toys were gated. So that was the only thing that we really tried to sell on there. We have never tried to sell on there since.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. No, and, and like I said, if I found something, like if we had bin stores around here, and not Goodwill bins, but the like Amazon return bin things. If we had those and I got a lot of one item, I would probably put them on Amazon if I weren't gated, or we would try to get ungated. But right now, I'm really happy with everything goes on eBay.
Okay.
Everything goes on eBay, and then I decide what I want to put on the other platforms.
Oh, okay.
What I think will sell well on those platforms.
Roman says he's about ready to go to the bin store.
Man, I'm so jealous because we don't have any of those.
Well, Robert and I were talking the other. We went to Illinois, and we had this one place we went to where he looked it up because we thought we found it, but kind of found out the reason we couldn't find it is because it was closed. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So when you go sourcing, is there any particular one type of sourcing you go to the most?
Thrift stores, but not Goodwill. We have 3 different thrift stores in our area that I do not go to. We have a Goodwill. We have 2 Goodwills within probably 15 minutes, but there are probably 6 or 7 good, really solid Goodwills, used to be really solid Goodwills in the Columbus area that we would go to. The 2 that are probably the best are clear on the other side of Columbus, so don't go there very often.
Okay.
And then there's a Volunteers of America, which their prices are ridiculous, but every once in a while I can find things that they maybe didn't know what they had. And then there's called Ohio Thrift, and I don't go there at all because their prices are ridiculous.
Right.
But there's this little Amish-owned mom and pop place. There's an Amish community probably about 25 minutes away from me, and that is my little honey hole. That is
okay.
It's small, but they have a lot of unique items, things that I don't usually end up finding anywhere else. High quality items. The reason I stopped going to our Goodwills is because there's nothing of value in the store.
Right.
They take everything that's worth anything and they put it up on their Shop Goodwill, auctions or whatever. And so I just don't go there anymore.
Roman says, I heard about the Ohio thrifts. The good thing you mentioned it. I was planning to go there.
Oh yeah. If you're shopping for yourself and you want a pair of Levi's for yourself, yeah, it's cheaper than retail. But to source, there's no room there. There's no room. There's no resale value there. So yeah, now, I would say there.
Do you ever or have you ever gone online and done any of the buying on like the different platforms that sell by the pallet and or by returns?
When we started selling furniture, we would buy Amazon returns, like the bookcases and the dressers, nightstands, that kind of thing. And that's what it was. It was Amazon returns.
Oh, okay.
There's a place right down the road, a pickup spot right down the road.
Right.
So we were doing that. I found that some of them, like they're missing hardware, they're broken. So that was not ideal. But if you're missing hardware, you can just call the company and they'll send it to you for free.
Right.
So that's what I was doing there. I tried to order a large mystery box and got scammed hard.
Oh, no.
Yes, it was $30 for the large box. I didn't get it. I'm like, what's going on? And she says, well, it was delivered on this day. There's just only email, and it's a personal email address. You could just tell it's a personal email address. I'm like, oh. It was one pair of headphones, and they weren't even in the original packaging.
Wow.
And that's it. And I'm like, no, I ordered a large box. She said, well, it is a mystery box. And so better luck next time. So $30 for this jacked up pair of headphones that weren't even in the original packaging. So I thought that it had reviews. I always read reviews. So that kind of burned me a little bit. I know a lot of people do buy wholesale and do buy like a bulk box, and I will do that again, but not yet because I'm still sore from the last one.
I understand that. Now, I'm just going to ask you in case if was it a particular website or was this from an individual off a website?
It was from an, it was an ad.
Oh, okay.
It was an ad on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, okay.
And there were comments, I now know that they probably weren't real comments. And this is what stings so bad is I've been doing this a while and I'm really good at spotting the scammers. And I didn't spot that one, and it really makes me mad.
Right.
But yeah,
Ms. Taffy has a question for you. What is the biggest score you've ever had that resulted in the highest profit?
I was at, I mentioned the Volunteers of America. I don't go there often because their prices are so high. But Anthony was off one day, and we decided to go over there because it's just right across the street. And on the shelf was a gas tank for a Suzuki Boulevard motorcycle, and it had never been used. It did not have a gas cap, but it was in pristine condition. It was beautiful. It was gray and white, and it was $30. I'm like, well, I know I will at least make my money back on that. So I put it in my cart. It was just sitting on the shelf. It was the most random thing ever. So it was sitting on the shelf. So kind of rode around with it in my cart for a little bit, and then I decided to look it up, and I saw like selling used $150, and that was without the gas cap. But I ended up selling it for $350. Yes,
wow.
plus shipping, like $40 shipping. Yeah,
wow.
So that was my biggest.
That is awesome.
I was really excited about that.
Jesse from Clearthrift says you ordered the box from the wrong person. My boxes are awesome.
Well, that's great. You should let me know where you get them.
And put your link in the chat, Jesse, so she can check out your channel. Buying Space Mara says, do you know who currently owns the Lunenburger Basket building? Well, I'll say that 3 times.
No,
Anybody in the chat?
I don't, but I'm familiar with the building.
Yeah.
But I do not know. Hi, Ella.
Good morning, Ella. Look at it. Subscribing to each other. That is awesome. So make sure you put your links in the chat so that everyone can check your channel out. Again, if you go to the channel and it's in red on the description word on the bottom of the video or channel that you're watching or try to watch, change it to gray so you know you'll get the channel on as a subscriber. And don't forget the next to it, there's 3 bells. Hit the top one of all 3 notifications. He's telling hello, everyone. What part of Ohio are you from? I missed it.
I'm in Columbus.
All right, everybody's saying good morning. Thank you very much. All right, what I'm going to do is because we do have more people in since the beginning, if you don't mind, go ahead and give a small intro again of who you are, where you are, and what you do.
Sure. I'm Andy, and I go by the Resale Chick. I am in Columbus, Ohio. And I sell full-time and been selling full-time about 6 or 7 years, about 7 years, but really hardcore for about 6 years.
All right. If you have any questions, don't forget to put it in the chat or add the word question in caps or just put at Cajun Roots so I'll see it. Love packing from you. Okay, they're just talking to each other. Good morning, Jessica. Hello. And the chat just flew on me. There we go. I'm right on track now. Out of curiosity, what is the one, like most people call it, the grail of something that you've been on the hunt for all this time and never found it yet, but hoping to do one day?
I don't really have one. And I know that sounds weird, but I don't really have one because everything is cyclical. Things sell really, really great. And you're like, ooh, I'm on the hunt for this. And then it doesn't sell so well because it's so saturated. And then there's the next best thing. I just wanted to find a Squishmallow. And I found one in my free stuff that the people that people give me stuff for free because I put an ad on the Nextdoor app. And so they call me or they don't call me, but they send me a message. And there was a big bag that had plush in it, and there was a huge, one of the really big Squishmallows in it. So I was really excited about that. It's still for sale. It's not new with tags, but it is in pristine condition.
Right.
So that was kind of I was just like, I want to find one of those. I want to find Brooks running shoes. I never find Brooks running shoes.
Right.
So it's just little things like that. I don't really have a holy grail. Evidently, the motorcycle gas tank was a holy grail for me, and I just didn't know it.
Right. Exactly. Yenzel Picker says he is in 3 hours away from you. And Virginia says close to her, she's in New Holland, Ohio.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize Yenzer was in Ohio.
Slowly study. Everybody's saying hello to each other. You guys subbing to each other. Let's see here. I'm getting caught up in the chat. I am between Washington Courthouse and the Williamsport, Ohio.
I know exactly where Washington Courthouse is. I know exactly where that is.
Hello, good morning, and welcome, Wendy. Let's see, going live with the 5 resellers. There's the links. That's your reminders.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah. They were on, I'm trying to remember, was it Mindful Merch? There was on a live I watched, and it was pretty good.
They're so cute. They're so darn cute.
Yeah. Well, actually, they're the ones who was talking, and I've heard it from other resellers as well, like Amber from Outcountry Sales. They've been doing a lot of quilts, finding quilts and selling quilts for a good price too. Yeah.
I don't know where they find them either, because places I go, even like the Amish place that I go to, you would think that they would have a lot of quilts. They don't have a lot of quilts.
Mike says he actually is right side of Pittsburgh, but only 25 minutes from Ohio border.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Clear Thrift says, I'm an hour away from Columbus. I drive all that way. They're those Castle burgers. Oh, okay.
White Castle. They're White Castle. Yeah.
Good morning, Paul, the Flipping Accounting. Hello, and welcome.
Hi, Paul.
Also, don't forget the Ada's Andy's link is at the top in the blue box in the chat. If you haven't checked out her channel before, there's her link. For those who are new, saying, for example, we do have a few in the chat that has never maybe started or just started on reselling. What would be some of the tips you would give them when starting out, what to do or what not to do?
Don't spend a lot of money. I know sometimes you have to spend money to make money, but when you're first starting out, don't spend a lot of money. Ask your family members if they have stuff that they're getting rid of, or go through your house and find, and I know that people have said that over and over again, but it's true. Go through your house and find things that you don't want anymore. Look at the curbs when, on trash day, look at the curbs. If there's anything, I mean, we've found a few things that are pretty decent on the side of the road.
Right.
So definitely that. When you start your photos, when you do your photos, this is a big pet peeve of mine, so I always stress it. When you do your photos, it doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to have a background. You don't have to have anything fancy, but just make sure that it's very well lit. I mean, you can use a command hook on a blank wall if you're hanging stuff up, or if you have hard goods, you can lay them on your kitchen table or a table right by the window. Just make sure they're very well lit and people can see, because that you're waiting for that person to go through there and you want them to stop on your photo. It has to be, well enough that it's going to catch their eye. Right. So that's always one of my big things of advice is make sure your photos are very well lit, in clear, in focus. Make sure that whatever you're selling, that you have all angles of it that people can see. Don't just take one photo and slap it up there. Mm-hmm. If you sell on eBay, if you sell on Poshmark or Mercari and you're using a stock photo, make sure that you're also taking a photo of your item. That's a big pet peeve of mine. I get on there and I see the stock photo and there's no other picture. I can't see what it is selling. And it's pre-owned, so it doesn't look exactly like that.
Right.
So that, don't invest in like the big umbrella lights or anything like that until you get to make some money. Don't go out and spend, don't go buy if you only have a subpar computer, don't go buy like the best computer ever. It's nice to have a good computer, but really you can list on your phone. I don't list on my phone, but you can. Yep. And just be as descriptive as possible. People don't want to ask you questions. And sometimes if they have a question about your item, they're just going to keep going. So if you sell clothing, make sure you have measurements of that clothing. Usually I do my measurements laying flat. If you have a pair of jeans, make sure you measure the inseam and don't just go by the tag. So just the details, the little details that don't cost any money to give that better customer service. That's my advice always.
Yeah. And of course, the best thing about it, and I know I say this a lot, treat your customers like you want to be treated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We are also, at least I know I am a secondhand buyer. I will go on Poshmark or eBay and look for jeans. Most of the time I buy them in thrift store, but if there's a certain type that I'm looking for that I can't find, I'll go look for them. And if I see a picture that's laying on someone's, wrinkled bed with no lighting, I will keep going. I see that so often. I see clothing laid out on the yard. I'm like, do you really want to put that on the ground? And I'm not saying, if you do that, I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying that it's better to have it in a clean environment.
Which is a good thing, because if you're doing that, again, you're looking at things that if you're looking for pictures of something and it's not what you would like it to be, then nobody's going to look for it. So what you need to do is think of how would the person coming to buy your items, how would it look to them? Because I've seen a lot of pictures where they're on the floor, they're in the grass. I don't understand that. So that is a good point.
Yeah, I get really I'm like, do you really want to sell that? Because if you really want to sell it, you're not going to have it laying on the concrete, on your driveway.
Exactly.
On spots,
Right.
Now, shoes are different. I saw Harry Tornado took some pictures of shoes like out on his deck, and they look really nice. So just, use your imagination, but don't make your background compete with your item.
Right.
Make sure that your item. I see that a lot on Poshmark. I see, if they're selling a shirt, they have the shirt with the jeans and like a little plant, and it's very aesthetically pleasing. It's very pretty, and it does make me stop and look at it. But if it gets too busy, then it's competing. It's competing. You want them to look at your item. You don't want them to look at your plant.
Exactly. That's a good point.
Yeah, I am a fan of stock photos with things that are new with tags. I do a Torrid. If you don't know what Torrid is, it's a women's plus size brand that's very sought after, and they have really cute stuff. And it tends to be very expensive if you're buying it online. So I have a friend that likes to shop that every year she cleans out her closet and I buy it from her. So I use stock photos for almost all of that because it's still relevant and the photos are still there. And I feel like with plus size clothing, it looks better than on my size 2 mannequin.
You're right.
It's, I don't like it when they put plus size clothing on mannequins and they cinch it to make it look like it's a size 4 when it's not.
Right.
You want it to look like you want them to look at that and say, oh, that's going to look good on me. You don't want them to look at it and say, oh, that won't fit me.
Right.
Because then they're going to keep going.
So when you list clothing, do you actually take the pictures? I know you said you did for a while, so I'm not sure if you still do it, but when you do it, are you putting like the pictures of the measurements off of a ruler in your pictures to show that as well as in your description?
I do not do that. I think that's a great idea. I see a lot of people do that, and I think that's a great idea. I don't. I have one of those measuring tapes that's, like for seamstresses.
The cloth, yeah.
I have it taped to my table. So I just measure and then write it down. I'm old school. I write things down in a notebook, an actual notebook.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah. So that's what I do is, you just hold your jeans out or you hold your shirt out or whatever. Shirts, I measure pit to pit. I measure sleeve and I measure length.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if it's very cinched in the waist, I'll measure the waist, I'll measure the shoulders, but usually it's just those three. And then jeans or pants or shorts, I do across laying flat, across the waistband laying flat, the rise, and then the inseam.
So if you don't do your measurements and pictures, do you ever get a lot of questions on items that you're listing without the measurements in them?
No, I include the measurements in the item description.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I always include the measurements. I include every bit of information that I can think of about that item. If there's a year to it, I'll put the year, just so that people don't need to ask a question. First of all, I don't want to be bombarded by questions all the time. Secondly, like I said, some people might not want to ask a question. They might not want to hassle, It's, everybody's very instant gratification. They want it right now.
Right.
So not want to wait for me to answer the question.
Yeah.
So I put as much information in that item description as I possibly can. And then when I cross post, I just copy and paste it.
So with you cross posting, do you use a cross posting app or you do it manually yourself?
I do not. I do not use a cross posting app. You know why? Because I'm cheap. I'm frugal.
I was waiting for you to say that again because I love it when you say that.
I'm so cheap.
Are you ever afraid that if you sell something on one platform, and I know you said you write a lot of stuff down, but are you ever afraid that if you have it on one platform, it may sell on another and you forget to delete that other one?
Oh, it's happened. Not often. A few times in all those years. No, what I usually do is as soon as I see the item, I usually know where it is. Like I know if it's hard goods, it's not going to be on Poshmark.
Mm-hmm.
May not be on Facebook Marketplace, depending on what it is. So I usually know where it is and I'll just go there, delete it right then and there. Or not delete it, but usually it's me taking that off eBay.
Right.
Like on Poshmark or Mercari, because everything's on eBay.
Right.
I just end the listing. And that's another reason why I don't put my inventory numbers in Poshmark or Mercari, because it makes me go to eBay. And so that I have to end it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I have to end it. Yeah, I have to do that. So it makes me not forget.
Right. Now, in your inventories, like when you're finally got it listed, do you have a setup type inventory system that you use for picking up your items after listed? And if so, what it is? Yes.
So all clothing has every piece of clothing has an inventory number because we sell so much of it. So they're in the big totes, the big clear totes.
Mm-hmm.
And each piece of clothing goes into a clear poly bag, and I have masking tape on the front, and it has the inventory number in it, and just a very quick description of the item. Like if it's, we sell a lot of Levi's. Mm-hmm. So if it's Levi's 569s, 3630, I'll write that real quick with Sharpie.
Right.
And they get filed like files. When I put them away, I turn my bin up, and then I file them so that when I put them up, then they're all,
right.
Yeah. And I put, with the masking tape, I put little flags on the top, and I've been doing it long enough to where it goes very fast. Some people are like, oh, that's tedious. Well, it's necessary because that way I can see what it is from the top, and I don't have to, Morning, John.
Don's in the house. So I want to go back to another question. I'm trying to remember what was it, and then I think I just had a squirrel moment because I was going to ask you something early and I forgot. So we'll go with the flow until I remember it. I can't believe I did that. I'll think about it again. It just blew on me on something that I wanted to ask you. I have to remember what the conversation was. Go ahead.
Our hard goods are different. Our hard goods are just, A1, A2, A3, and they're all in the bins. And they're actually in a different part of my house than that. I have some that it's just books. I have parts. I do part out a lot of small appliances. I don't really have anything that I won't sell. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything I won't sell. If I find it and I can make a profit on it, I'm going to sell it, or at least I'm going to list it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We started doing that because we were strictly clothing, and my mom had a storage unit that had been in our family for a while. Like, it was my grandmother and my great grandmother's estates. And they were in this storage unit, and my mom was paying on it every month for 7 years and never set foot in it.
Ouch.
So she's like, I want to get rid of that. If you guys help me, you can have everything in it. And I was like, okay. My grandma sold Avon for 50 years. She was kind of a hoarder. So there was a lot of stuff in there. So I learned really quickly about ephemera, because my great grandmother never threw away a postcard, a greeting card. And some people think it's terrible that I'm selling them. First of all, I did not have a connection with my great grandmother. And I would rather have someone that really loves those things buy them from me, because they're going to sit in a box otherwise, because I'm not interested. But yeah, so we got a crash course in a lot of things when we got that. And I'm really excited about it, because I'm glad we did, because that made us learn about it. So now I know what to look up.
Now, that also brought me to one of the two questions I wanted to ask you. At the beginning of the show, we were talking about something before we even started, and it was something we were talking in the back room. Talk a little bit about your basement and what you have going on with some things that you're bringing into that you had as a child.
Oh, okay. So we have a half-finished basement. And I mean, our house is about, I think it's about 2,000 square foot. So we have a decent basement, but it's not a humongous basement, but it's a decent basement. That's where all of our clothing is. Everything, clothing, shoes, handbags, go downstairs. Our former den is where our hard goods are, and that's in the back of the house. So that's where our hard goods are. Our former dining room is basically my office. That's where I do photographs. That's where I ship. That's where I do all of that right now. What I'm trying to do is organize my back room not enough to put my shipping in there, so that I can free up some of that space in there. I want my house back. So we're actually doing everything we need to do to sell our house. And then we're going to be looking for something with outside storage, like outbuildings, a barn, climate controlled barn or something like that. So I'm very limited on space upstairs. I have room for a ton more clothing, but upstairs I'm more limited, because it still needs to be organized a little bit more. But yeah, I have an SUV, and I brought a whole SUV full of stuff home from my mom's that she didn't even know she had.
Right.
And it was stuff from my childhood. It was my Barbie dream house and my Barbie townhouse and all my Barbies and just all of that kind of stuff. Plus more Avon that was my grandmother's. So yeah, Avon vintage Christmas. If you see it in a thrift store and it's in working order, grab it. Especially like the houses and, like the decor. Grab it, because it will sell every time.
Pam has a question. How do you organize hard goods? I have a lot of mugs and bakeware, figurines, and such.
What I do with that, because in my grandma's storage unit or my mom's storage unit, there was a lot of little trinkets and knickknacks. There were a lot of collectible glasses from like McDonald's and all that with the characters on them. So what I did is I wrapped them in newspaper and just put masking tape on the outside of what it is. And that way I got quite a bit of stuff in that. It's a tote. It's a big tote with the locking lids that you can get at Walmart. That's what I do, because things that are oddly shaped are hard. So if you have them really protected, I do that with newspaper. You can do it with bubble wrap and the newspaper. but then write on what it is and make sure it's close to the same thing as what your title is.
Right.
That way you know exactly what it is. And then just, put it in there. Now, when you sell something out of there, it's not ideal because you have to, go through it. But at least if you can see what the title is. Now,
for me, I use shelving. For hard goods, I have everything in its category, so to say. Like if it's all house goods or anything that has to do with the kitchen or home goods or whatever is in one shelf. And then what I do on the other part is anything that has to do with like glasses and cups and things for the kitchen or living room. Those are on another shelf. So you may want to think about doing a shelving unit if you don't have a lot of space to put things and don't want to break things and easier to get to. Everybody does it differently. So you want to find something that works best for you. And I've seen some people who use SKU numbers by their crate they're using, the item number to give it within that crate. And I've seen other people do that. But again, do what's best and easy for you to remember.
Yeah, that's the main thing is what's best for you to remember. Yeah. I started doing the clothing the way I did because of someone I watched on YouTube years ago. And it just made sense to me. And I see other people do their clothing different ways, but it makes sense to me. And that's the most important thing to me. Yeah. I have a huge, they're basically like cubbies. Mm-hmm. They were built in the early 80s. They're nailed together, not screwed together. Mm-hmm. And I would like to reinforce that a little bit more. I have a lot of my inventory on that. Mm-hmm. And then the back of the room, it's basically just stacked totes. Mm-hmm. And then the other side of the room are two very large clothing racks that have suits, formals, coats, that kind of thing on it. Right. Which I'm actually trying to get rid of those. I have them discounted quite a bit because I want them out. I'm done messing with suits. I'm done messing with formals. There for a while, they sold well, and now I'm kind of done with it.
Dawn and Mary from Two Hip Chick says most glassware as we sell is pre-packed for shipping, stored in the info on the box or on the shelf. Yeah, you just got to do something and just remember what it is or how your system is. And again, it's all in what you can do for what you think may help you remember. Because that's one thing you don't want to have is a problem where somebody ordered or bought it and you can't find it or remember where you put it.
Right.
Great idea. Yeah. So my next question is, now that I remember the other question, you had spoke at the beginning in reference to you doing furniture. So explain a little bit more about the furniture and how you do that and what do you do when you find furniture. And I know this is going to help also Dawn and Mary. Mary does this as well, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same thing you do. And so that may give some other people more ideas on how do you refurbish and retake care of furniture and bring it back to life.
So what I would do is just find very cheap pieces on Craigslist. Back then it was Craigslist, and like a pedestal table. I would buy a pedestal table for like $10. And then what I would usually do for a pedestal table is I would paint the apron and then the bottom. And then I would sand it all down, and then I would stain the top. Do the bottom like a cream or a black or whatever, and then stain the top like a cherry or a walnut or something that goes with that color. And then I would also do the prefab furniture that I got from the Amazon returns. People want a dresser and they want it already put together. I would buy a dresser for, I don't know, $5, $6 from the auction, and then put it together and sell it for $125 to $150. Mm-hmm. It's still cheaper than what they're going to find at Walmart, even though it's the same thing that you can find at Walmart, the Better Homes and Gardens or whatever. I don't do the furniture anymore because where my workshop is now a boat. There's a boat there. So I don't have a workshop anymore, but I still have some stuff that I need to put together, bookcases or whatever. Right. The bookcases. We found some like really nice wood file cabinets. The problem that I have come across recently, like when I say recently, I mean the last 2-3 years, people don't know what quality furniture is anymore because they have IKEA or they have, whatever. And I'm like, no, this is solid wood. This is an oak table that was made by hand. That's why it's $300.
Right.
And I actually only have one table left of all of the furniture that we did. I only have one table left because I will not go below 200 on it. And it's a table with 2 matching chairs. The chairs didn't come with it. We found the chairs later, and they just match. So it's in my back room. And I really want to use it because it's beautiful. It's a beautiful table, but I'm not selling it for less than $200. First of all, the time that I put into it. And secondly, it is solid wood table. But yeah, they're like, well, they only want to give you $50 for it. It's not IKEA. I did this. I did this with my own hands.
Right.
You're not getting it for $50. I've had so many people offer me $50 for it. I'm like, no.
Right. Donna Mary says that Mary loves to give furniture a facelift with paint and other methods.
Yeah, I love that too. I think it's so, first of all, very satisfying to take something that looks shabby and make it beautiful again. Yeah. I have a mid-century vanity in my garage that's halfway done and has been halfway done for 3 years. And I just really want to finish it, but there's no room. I don't have any place to finish it because the boat's in my workshop. There's a boat on one side and a Mustang on the other, and I have no workshop left.
Right. Let's see here. I need to pray for my ear infection. I can't see the doctor till the 29th. Ouch. Sorry to hear that, Virginia. So have a great weekend. Also, when you're doing your sourcing, do you ever go to or think about going to, if you don't, estate sales? And if so, has that been successful for you?
I've been to estate sales. And I actually don't mind estate sales. I've been to, I don't know how many I've been to. But I've found that the prices are really high. And so the best thing to do is go on the last day where things are usually 50% off. Yes, you might miss out on some stuff. I've never really found like a really amazing things at estate sales. I know people have and people do. I did find some vintage Pendleton at one estate sale, and I did find some cashmere sweaters that did pretty well. But for the most part, like their appliances and all of that were just overpriced, I thought.
Yeah.
I do like yard sales in the summer. I do like yard sales, and I love church rummage sales. I haven't really seen very many church sales, like rummage sales, this year. And then last year there were hardly any, of course. Right. But I really haven't seen very many this year. But I really like them. I like shopping at them. There's one, I call it in the bougie neighborhoods. There's a church, and actually one of my really good friends goes to this church. They have where you tell them what you want to pay. Wow. Yes, they're like, you have all this stuff, and they're like, well, what do you think? And I think I always overpay just to compensate for the people that are trying to jip them. Yeah. I'm like $20, and she's like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, dang, I should have said 10. But it's worth it to me, the $20 to me, because it's still a big profit. Right. Huge profit. But yeah, you tell them. But I've noticed in the years I've been going to that sale, there are people that are really cheap. They're like, they have all this baby items and all that, and she's like $5. I'm like, are you serious? Give her $20. That's worth more than that. Way, way more than that. So yeah. I don't know, I get irritated about that. But I do love church rummage sales a lot.
Robert has a good idea for you. List the boat.
Oh no. No, I love the boat. I love the boat. We go fishing. And it's just, it's a small fishing boat. It was his grandfather's, and we love going to, there's a place North Columbus called shoot, now I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, there's a lake up there that is beautiful. It is clear. It is clean. I love it. So that's where we usually go fishing.
Awesome.
Yeah, and being in Ohio, you have a very short fishing season.
Right.
And once it gets cold, I'm not out there. He goes with his dad once it gets cold. I don't do cold.
They have a lot of them that say the same thing. They love rummage sales, church sales.
Oh, yeah.
For an ear infection. Okay, they give in suggestions for your ear infection. Everybody's dropping their links. If you have any questions for Andy, go ahead and put it in the chat. I had a chronicle infection. Okay, they're still talking about the ear. Everybody's chatting with each other. She picks up pants. Wait, where it went? Right there. No, it didn't. Oh, here it is. Love Ada. She is a kick in the pants. Andy, I'm sorry. Everyone, have a good day. Well, have a great weekend, Jessica. Thank you for coming by. Again, don't forget to drop your links in the chat and help subscribe to each other and check out each other's channels. Sandby, hello, and welcome. The Kincaid. The Lake Kincaid. Is that the lake you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
No. You know what? I can look it up. I can't believe I can't think of it because
it happens that way too. Yeah.
No. I think I'm just not used to being up this early.
Right. And you're like, what, an hour behind us? You're in Central Time?
I'm on Eastern.
Eastern, okay.
Eastern, yeah, I'm Eastern Standard.
Okay.
You're Eastern Standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about where you were as far as the time zone. And so when you do go through thrifting, and I see this a lot, and Robert and I have been watching a lot of different channels. The thing that I don't understand is when you go sourcing, do you bring your own bags or do you ask them if they have bags?
A lot of times I bring my own bags. The trusty IKEA bag.
Yep.
The trusty IKEA bag.
Yeah.
But the place where the little mom and pop place that I like to do, they have like boxes and things like that. Mm-hmm. And if it's hard goods and stuff like that, I'd rather just carry them out in a box.
Right.
Or books, I'd rather carry them out in a box. Yeah, I do take my bags, especially and also to like garage sales and stuff like that. I'll walk up with my IKEA bag just flung over my shoulder because I don't care.
Right, exactly. Now, when you do go out, do you actually bring a camera and record where you're sourcing at any given time?
I've only done that once. I have a GoPro now, but I feel like I was so worried about getting good quality, footage that I couldn't enjoy that yard sale experience. I love that yard sale experience. So I think basically what I'm going to do from now on, I haven't had to go to yard sales for a while because I have all this new stuff. But I feel like I'll just do like a haul afterwards. Maybe I'll get some footage going in or whatever. But like at the end of my video, I basically showed my haul in the back of my SUV. Mm-hmm. I actually got good feedback for that. They're like, yeah, I like the way you did that. So that's something that I would definitely do again. And I went to 9 yard sales that day. So I didn't film them all because that would be just too much footage and take up too much room on my computer.
Right.
So yeah. But I really love doing yard sales. But I didn't get that experience, and I love that experience.
Right.
So, and here's another thing about that is once I like edited the video footage, I sounded like a lunatic because I had a rant for everything. It was, those people that when you ask them how much something is and they're looking it up on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple of those and I was just so mad. I was so mad. Oh my gosh. So I did have some rants, but.
Glammy says that I love yard sales because there is always room for negotiation.
Yes. Yes, there is. There
So
is.
when you do that, do you ever have a problem saying, "Can I make a pile or a bundle or anything like that?"
Oh no, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Hi, Annette. Alum Creek is the name of the lake. Alum
Okay.
Creek.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I don't have a problem with that at all. At all.
Somebody says, "Well, tell them to list it then."
Yeah. I went to like the first yard sale I went to this certain day. He had a ton of it was all siblings. It was older siblings. The one sibling was moving to Hawaii. She wanted to get rid of stuff. And I actually found some really great stuff that was hers. The male had like all these makeup palettes that I think that he bought wholesale.
Mhm.
Well, I love makeup. I am a freak of makeup. So I was going to buy each one. They started looking them up on eBay. And I'm like, wait, what? That's not how this works.
Right.
Not know how this works. Like I thought I was going to pay like $5 a piece for him. And then he had some other stuff there, and I asked him about that, and I was like, wait a minute, you're giving me the price for a full size. This is a deluxe sample. This is not $14. This should be like $3 at the most. And so I didn't buy anything from him. I'm like, forget you. But no, I won't hesitate to barter. I don't mind bartering at all.
I know we went to our first garage sale in our area here 2 years ago when we first moved here, actually. And we went to this one. It was a large stuff all over the yard. And one of the things was some plush Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse. And they had the little paper next to it saying, this is what it's sold on eBay. So I looked it up. And she says, well, what is it going for now? Because I told her what I was doing. Yeah. And I said, well, that's what they're asking for. That's not what it's sold for. Anybody can ask for anything. You can ask for whatever you want. That doesn't mean you're going to get it. Yeah, so I was able to get it for like over half of the price that she was asking for because of that. Yeah, so I'm not afraid to do that either.
Yeah, that really makes me mad because. So I understand that if you don't know about something, right? I'm not gonna fault you for not knowing about it, but educate yourself on what you're doing. If you're doing something, educate yourself on what you're doing. So yeah. Well, it's selling for this. Did it sell for that? Exactly. Did it actually sell for that? Or is that what it's listed as? Because those are those things are not the same.
Exactly. Like Robert said, if I want an eBay prices, I would just go on eBay and not at your garage sale. That's so true.
Right. Oh my gosh, this older lady, she had all of I got really excited. Like your heart starts beating when you see cool things. She had this whole table full of model trains, like old. You could tell they were old. Right. So I get up there and I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh, the prices were so ridiculous. She had like $50 a piece on each train car. Okay, they would sell for that on eBay, I'm sure. Yeah. But this is a yard sale. You don't sell things for retail prices or for eBay prices. So I overheard her talking to a lady that was standing there, and she said, well, people just want something for nothing. I know what I have. I know what prices these things will sell for. I looked them up on eBay. And I looked at her, I said, that's your problem. And got my stuff and left.
I would love to go thrifting with you. Tom says, not sure if this was asked, but have you ever done pallet ninjas?
I have not. That is on my list. That is on the list of a legit pallet company. Mm-hmm. I have not tried them though. Because I don't need inventory right now. Oh my gosh. Right. I'm drowning in inventory.
So you grounded yourself?
I'm drowning myself, yes.
Okay. All right. So if anybody has any questions, go ahead and feel free to put them in the chat. I just want to write this down so I can remember next time to check on that. I've never heard of it before. And I'm spelling it all wrong too. N-I-N-J-A. Let's see here. Go back up. The chat flew on me here. There we go. All right. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Good mornings.
I found a new YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
I actually talked with him a little bit on Instagram. His name's Toby.
Okay.
His channel, and I don't have his link or anything, but his channel is called Upstate Pickers. He only started his YouTube. He's been selling for 2 years, but he just started his YouTube like 2 weeks ago, and I just really like it. I just wanted to give him a little shout out on here.
All right, let me see if I can find it real quick, unless James finds it before I do.
Upstate Pickers, and I believe it's apostrophe S. But yeah, his name's Toby. I think he has like 5 or 6 videos. But
let's see. Hello, my name is. Let's see. Have you seen his channel before?
yes.
Does it say Upstate Pickering Green, like a little green box?
Yes.
All right, I found it. All right, let me.
Yeah, I like him. And, he's doing it. He's out there doing it, and I have mad respect for people that are walking the walk as they talk the talk. Because there are some people who don't. But so I watched his videos, and I'm like, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. He's been, like I said, he's been doing it for a couple years. And, I just want to give him a little shout out because he's really putting the work in.
Right.
So,
he's got 38 subscribers, actually 40 subscribers now.
yeah.
He has several videos. So, yeah. So that's his link in the chat. If you haven't checked it out before, that's the one she recommends for us to go check out. And so what else can I do this?
He's full-time. He's full-time resale.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's full-time. He's been, I don't know exactly how long he's been full-time, but he is full-time.
Okay.
He's kind of a stay-at-home dad and, making it work. He's making it work.
Right.
And I have respect for that.
That is awesome. All
Yeah.
right. I just saw someone else come in. Where was it? Amy, hello, and welcome. Good to see you. Johnny in the inventory last night. Me too. So much inventory. Johnny, have to go. Get my day started. Well, thank you so much, Judy Maid. Have a great weekend, and thank you so much for spending your time with us this morning. People want to ask eBay prices at yard sales so they don't have to deal with the eBay. I had someone tell me that they were selling on eBay prices, but it was good deals because they were saving on their shipping. Well, listed on eBay. Sources cleaning, promoting, shipping on. Decades cigarette. 4 decades of dirt and cigarette smoke is not worth. You're right about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. You can blame people for trying to top the dollars. Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed a lot. Even in antique malls, they will have a clip of what it is going for on eBay. But when you look at it, you can see it's not in green, it's in black. So definitely they're taking what people are asking for, not actually looking at what's sold.
Right.
I don't understand why they're not doing that. So I guess they're watching videos.
Yeah. 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 So I really hesitate to film a lot at yard sales just because of my own, I don't know, mood.
Well, that's understandable because you have to want to be able to feel comfortable doing it.
Yeah, and I'm comfortable doing it, but so I want my videos to be positive. I want positivity in there. I want people to get something out of it, but I want it to be positive. And if I'm ranting the entire time, that's not positive. And some people don't want that. So, if it's one video out of 10 or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, she really is ranting about this because she really feels strongly about it. But I just want to make sure that it's not every video that I'm ranting about something.
Right.
Because
if you go to edit it all out, you won't have anything to put out.
Right. Yeah. Well,
I have to say you're doing really good with your videos, but I understand what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
You have to want to be able to be satisfied with what you're putting out there as content.
Yes, I want it to be quality stuff. I don't want to and that's why I do a lot of what's sold videos because I feel like we sell so many different things. And it's not only for, hey, look out for this. It's also like, don't buy this.
Right.
You see this out. It's something that maybe sold really well when we first started selling. Ralph Lauren polo shirts, polo shirts sold very well when we first started selling, and not so much anymore because they're so saturated.
Right.
I can't give them away now.
Right.
And so there are a lot of things that at one time sold very well.
Right. All right. What we're going to do is make sure that y'all go to the top blue box of the chat, because that is Andy's link, the Resale Chick. Her link's at the top of the chat. If you haven't subscribed to her before yet, go check it out and see. If you go to the channel and you see that your subscribe button is in red, that means either you lost your subscription or you never subscribed to her before. Turn it gray. That way you know you can be subscribed. And right next to there's 3 bells. Hit that notification at the top when it says all notifications, so you'll never miss out when she does put out a video. And anybody's channel you go to, by the way. So again, Andy has been able to come on this morning. And so if y'all have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and open the chat to anyone who would like to come on and join us on the panel and have questions and have conversations. Again, remembering to keep it positive. So let me get that link.
Positivity.
That's right. So what got you started in actually doing YouTube?
Anthony has been saying to me for the last 4 years, you need to do YouTube. You need to do YouTube. And I was like, I didn't really feel comfortable. Starting in 2018, I have lost a bunch of weight. I was not comfortable in my own skin. And so I didn't want to be on camera. And then I felt a little bit more comfortable. And then I actually started another channel before I started this channel. And it's kind of a way for me to meet people, but also just do what I love doing, which is makeup. I love makeup. So it's my own personal, I do it for fun. I do it for therapy. And so like it's makeup videos. It's a lot of girly stuff is what it is. It's girly. It's unboxing some monthly subscription boxes, which contain makeup.
Yeah.
My thing for the channel is it's whatever I'm doing.
Right.
So it's called Andy Does Stuff. So
do you have that in your YouTube channel, on your main channel? Do you have that as far as the link?
No, I don't.
Right,
you mean
and what was that again? I'm sorry.
Andy Does Stuff.
I got it.
Thanks.
I'm ready to subscribe to that channel. You got 79 subscribers.
I do.
31 videos. Wow.
Yeah. I do. I started off doing one every once in a while, and then I was like, okay, I need to do one a week. And now I'm putting out 2 or 3 a week because they're easy. They're short. There's always content available because I get subscription boxes, makeup subscription boxes, skincare subscription boxes. Some of it's how to, like a makeup tutorial, or this mess of hair, how to do curls because it's not easy to do.
Right.
Just girly stuff. But when we start redoing our rooms in our house, I'm going to film that. I'm going to show how I'm going to start with our little half bath downstairs because it's very small and I have everything I need for that. Right. So I'm going to film that. I do the ketogenic way of eating, and I used to have a keto channel, but I can't have 3 channels. I just can't keep them all viable. Right. So I merged it with this Andy Does Stuff channel and made it more of a lifestyle channel. Right. So I've unboxed a couple of keto crates, which is like a monthly subscription box with snacks. But I haven't done any actual food videos like I had on my other channel. But that's something that I did find a bunch of my old videos from that channel. So I may release them onto that channel. Oh, okay. And there's her link to the other channel if you haven't checked it out. And that way you can go and check out her channel on the other one. It's a bunch of girly stuff. If the guys are... You jumped to 83 already. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Let's see. That sounds like a little... I can't make out the... Oh, okay. Some laughing and things like that. That's cool. I can't see it sometimes on StreamYard.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming and spending your time with us. And also, hopefully you have a great weekend.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, good to have you here. Have extreme and bringing comfort into your skin. Let's see. Everybody's just saying hello. Good. Take care. Good morning, everyone. Dixon, how you doing?
Marcus. Yay. That's another one. If you haven't subscribed to him, go subscribe to him.
Yes.
He's great. I
Make
love
sure you put the links in the chat. That way others can go and check out your channel. Also, the link is at the top if you would like to come on and join us on the panel. That way we can keep the conversation going and maybe have any other channels that you want to promote. Everybody's telling each other good morning. Hello. Let's see. Rhodes and Birdies. Hello. Good morning. Rhodes and Birdie. Good morning. Hello and welcome. Good to see you. How are you doing? Thank you both for the fun to wake up with. Thank you so much. Renee and Rob. Hello. Good morning and welcome. How are y'all doing this morning? Good to see y'all. Let's see here. Going to the others saying hello. So is there any one thing, if you had to tell somebody, like for example, I saw where somebody made a comment about you, sometimes you have to step out of your comfort zone. I had that on here and I can't remember how far up it was. Right here. To succeed, you do have to step out of your comfort zone, and then those things won't be so uncomfortable anymore.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
So is there anything you would recommend for those, say they're coming out of for the first time, maybe wanting to do YouTube, already started maybe doing the eBay side or reselling side of things? What would be a good tip or so that you would tell somebody maybe that is thinking about it? I love it when somebody says in the chat, I haven't started a channel. I haven't did videos yet.
Yes.
What would be your good thing you would give somebody suggestions on when thinking about doing content?
I think the biggest thing is be yourself. Be yourself. Don't try to be someone that you're not. You get like backed into a corner when you try to be someone you're not.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to be yourself, you always have something to say. I know I always have something to say because I don't shut up, but I always make sure that I am myself. Some people may not like that. I may be abrasive to some people because I do speak the truth and I do pretty much what's on my mind.
Right.
But that's me. And that's just how I'm going to be. I'm not going to be something I'm not. Now, I am going to be a nicer part of me. Everybody has different facets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, have my YouTube face on,
right,
and my smile, but relax. It's not live, and when you make your first video, don't worry about editing out all the mistakes. I did that. When I started doing my YouTube videos, I edited out every little mistake, and I'm like, but that's what makes me me. I'm a hot mess sometimes. So I just want people to see it. So I left the bloopers in. One day I had done my third video of the day and I had been saying my other Instagram. And so I started saying I was doing a reseller channel or reseller video. And I was like, Andy does stuff, Andy_does_stuff. And then I'm like, wait. And I couldn't remember Resell Chick to save my life. And I just sat there for a second. And you know what? I left it in. Because that's me. I'm not perfect by any means.
Right.
So just be yourself. Think about what makes you you. What is unique about your process, and what is unique about maybe what you sell or the things that you do that would give people content. And first of all, let them know you, and then secondly, give them some great ideas.
Yeah.
So, and that's why when I do my what solds, that's why I include everything, like not everything I sell, but every type of thing. If I sell it for $5 and I didn't pay anything for it, I'm still going to show it to you, because if I have like 50 of that thing and I sell them all for $5, it's still a lot of money. If it's a bread and butter item, which I absolutely hate that term, but that's what it is.
Right.
the bread and butter item. If it is a BOLO, if it is a no-low, don't ever pick this up. I just want to give people content. I want to help.
Mark's comment. Don't worry about what other people think. If you fart out loud or whatever in your video, leave it in. Watch your own video.
They're entertaining you.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of the things I have done from when I do videos, when I first started, I realized that every now and then when I do put those little bloopers at the end, like I'll put a little thing say, stay tuned to the end for the bloopers. It's amazing on how many people not only stay to the end, but they love that and they give comments on those because it's more entertaining, because I do that a lot too. So I try to remember that, clip those out of what I want for the physical video. And then I do the bloopers at the end, and it seems to be going great. Yeah. Well, not every video does it, but again, when I do, I definitely put them in there. Yeah.
That's a really great idea too, because it does keep them, it retains them until the end.
Exactly. Learn about our success even more than our own mistakes. Exactly.
Yes.
Let's see here. All right, I see the numbers are going down, so and no one else is coming in the chat right now. So what I would like to do is, in your own words, which I'll bring you up, and then we're going to talk after the show a little bit more. Give everybody the reason and what you do as far as on not only your platforms but your channel, and why should they come and visit your channel and subscribe to you.
Okay. Well, I feel like that I give content it's things that we've been through, so mistakes we have made, so that you don't have to. Things that have really worked for us. And I'm very transparent on everything. If I messed up, I'm going to tell you that I messed up. If I succeeded in something, I'm going to tell you that I succeeded and how I did it. Also, I'm a hot mess, and that's entertaining. And so I think you should just come subscribe to my channel, check out my videos, and then tell me what you think.
And also it's in the description bar of the video as well. So if you missed it and you come back and rewatch this video, the links are in the bottom of the video itself, so that way you can come in. And also, please do me a favor, if you have your link to your channel, I know James has been dropping them, put your links in the chat, because all chats do go up live with my videos. So that way you can come back and enjoy it and get maybe some links of somebody you thought you saw in the chat and you want to subscribe to them, but you missed it. You can always come back and catch it, because it will be in the description. It will be with the video itself. So don't feel that you have to hurry and get everybody's links. Always remember, when you do visit someone's link and you go to their channel, and if your subscribe button is in red, either you lost the subscription or you're not subscribed. Just turn it gray. It'll means you're subscribed. And right next to it is the bell. Hit the very top one. That gives you all notifications whenever they come out with a video. One of the other things I like to do is, if you have multiple channels, remember, if you have someone that you're subscribing to another channel you have multiple channels of, every now and then go back and watch a video. Give a comment. Give the thumbs up. That is how you're going to keep your subscriptions. I know a lot of times everybody says, well, I'm losing subscriptions here and there. You might want to think about that, because, again, somebody may not be watching your videos, or you're not watching their videos, and you're not giving those little comments and thumbs up, because that interaction with everybody does help. From what I'm seeing, I try to make sure everyone I subscribe to, I try to go watch a video. I do have a watch playlist later. That way, while I'm working in the morning, I have it on. I'm listening to it while I'm packing or shipping or whatever. So that's just a little mindful thing for you to maybe think of. So definitely do that. And so, do you have anything coming up on your channel this week or this weekend, or anything that somebody maybe wanting to keep an eye out for your videos or your channel?
I am going to release a video today. I'm actually going to film it when I'm done here. I'm going to film a what sold video on some things that we've sold recently within the last week or so. It's always or so. Right. Not really this week, but in July 25th, it's like a whole month away. I am going to be on Philly Flipper Flipper 5 at 5. But really, I don't have any guest appearances coming up. Just, I'm going to try really hard to get other content, rather than just what sold, like maybe my processes and things that I do. But I do have a video that I will have by end of day on my channel.
All right. So do you have like a set schedule of yourself, or did you put a thing in your play that you're going to do a video every so often, or is there any schedule that you're going to be doing your videos that everybody can keep up with?
I try to do I try to do videos on either Mondays or Fridays or both. I can't remember my last video, I think, came out on a Friday. I try to do Mondays or Fridays because those are the days. I was taking Fridays off from the actual eBay business, so it gave me time to do videos for both channels. Because I'm doing both channels, I like to do all my filming in one day so that I can get it over with. Like I'll do like 3 videos for my other channel and then one for this channel. And then I'll just schedule them to sprinkle out. But Mondays is a big filming day for me. Usually, it's the start of the week, and I can get the things that sold through the weekend, and then the rest of the week is all eBay.
Right.
But Anthony was off on Fridays for a while, for about 10 weeks in a row. He took Friday off, so I wanted to be off because he works a lot of hours and I wanted to spend as much time with him as I could.
Right, exactly. That's understandable. And I just thought about that too because I didn't even think about it until recently, where I've started doing videos like I have them I'll call it my bank, where I have them done and I just got to edit them and put them together. And I try to start on a weekend or Monday when I'm just here doing nothing during the week. That way I can just have it ready. Because like right now, my schedule's, I'm trying to make sure it's every Friday at 4:00. So I like that idea if you can schedule it, because I've never done that before and I'm starting to do that now. And it does help. Because then you're not sitting there having to rush at the end to get it done.
Yeah, what I do, because my videos, like if I do an unboxing video, it's only between like 7 and 10 minutes. So I'll do 3 or 4 of those because I usually have several things that I want to show them, whether it's a haul from a store or whatever. And so I will do that. I will edit them all, and then I will upload them to YouTube like Wednesday, Friday, the next Monday,
Right.
because I do a video on that channel. I do a video every Monday. That's Mask Monday. There's a group of us that put on sheet masks and just talk about whatever.
That was so cool.
But with this channel, I'm just really I'm struggling a little bit to make sure that I have other content than just what sold.
Right.
But with the way my setup is, it's not really conducive for filming. So I'm just going to have to stick a tripod somewhere with my GoPro and just film. Because I want to film how I put my stuff away, how I measure, how I do this and how I do that. And I'm actually doing some measuring today from some clothing that I just got recently. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just stick my GoPro up and forget about it and just do my thing, and then upload here and then, do a time lapse or whatever.
Yeah, I like that idea because I didn't think about it before. And again, now I hear you saying it too. And I just started doing that, and I like the way that works, because then you can schedule to get it out of the way and work on something else. So that's a good idea. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
so
I don't have to worry about videos on that channel for the next 3 weeks because they're all scheduled.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like I said, I've never done it before, and I just started, and I really like how you can get it out of the way.
Yeah, it frees up.
So I just put her link in the chat again, and it's also in the description bar of the video as well. Paul from the Flipping Sports Guy, if you have that video link, put it in the chat, because some people may not know how to search for videos. Go ahead and put your link for that video if you already have it, so where others can just click on it and save it to watch later. And if you have not yet, drop your link to your channel so that others can come back and rewatch the video with the chat and find your link if they missed it in the chat itself. Again, this is the weekend, so hopefully everyone will have a great weekend, good sourcing. I know we've been having some rain all morning, but we got a couple of things we have to get done today. But anywho, with that being said, like I always say before, in each and every show, I see where Dawn put her auction link coming in, so there's hers. So definitely check it out. We just had Beamos check in. I'm not sure if she's coming in for the beginning or the end or what. Good morning.
How are you?
Hello, I'm blessed, and you?
Doing good.
So what you got going on your channel?
Tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, it is myself, Melanie. I'm sorry, it's on Melanie's channel. Myself, Marion, Melanie, Tania, and Kim.
Oh, wow. Y'all have a full panel tonight.
Yes, we are.
Wow.
Fun.
And what's your slogan?
Come for the laughs, stay for the deals.
All right, everybody. So check it out. Don't forget to put your link in the chat, Laura, before you go,
You
so
got
that
it.
others can check it out and save the link for them. So with that being said, thank y'all so much. As I always say before I end each and every show, love always. Let me get this where I need to be here. Love always. Love is always free. Please be kind to one another until we meet into another chat. Have a great and good weekend of finding good items. And until we meet again, peace out. Later.
Bye. Thank you.
We'll talk more after the show, Andy.
Okay.